Tariffs, paid for mostly by China. Steel imports and tariffs with tariffs.
In November 2017, during President Donald Trump's historic visit to China, the two sides signed contracts worth $253.5 billion. But 4 months later, the White House threatened to impose tariffs on Chinese goods. On May 19, 2018, after tough negotiations, a trade war was reportedly put on hold, only to have Trump revive tariff threats 10 days later and announce new limits on China's investment in the U.S. The value of targeted Chinese imports has gone from $50 billion to a whopping $525 billion. But it's not like China is afraid of tariffs, because believe me, U.S. consumers are the ones who will pay for them, not the Chinese. What annoys the Chinese people most is not the proposed tariffs, but the flip-flop attitude and gamesmanship coming from the White House. On May 15th, Trump declared a national emergency to make a way for the Huawei ban. But 6 days later, astonished to find Huawei had long prepared for a worst-case scenario and was going to activate Plan B, free of U.S. chips, the White House hypocritically delayed the ban for 90 days in the name of honoring contractual obligations. The unpredictability of the White House has put U.S. integrity at stake. One can be unpredictable on the battlefield or in a courtroom trial because it's a matter of winning or losing. But if someone is unpredictable in international negotiations, whose intended purpose is to reach an agreement acceptable to all sides, it's not the art of the deal, it's the art of the no deal. So it's okay with us if Washington wants to move companies back to the U.S. iPhones will be 4 times more expensive. A pair of Nike sneakers will cost about $400. And hardly anyone will be willing to buy a fancy Fisher-Price My Little Snuggle-Bear cradle for their baby. Why is this? Let's be very honest. The average minimum wage in China is $2 per hour, while in the U.S. it's $8. U.S. companies have been exploiting cheap Chinese labor, damaging our workers' health, polluting our rivers and lakes, poisoning our arable lands, and destroying our environment for the past several decades to get good quality products to sell at low prices. China has never ever stolen any jobs from the U.S. In fact, it has been forced into taking in low-end jobs that no one wants in the U.S. Disgruntled masters aside, China can actually help the U.S. create more businesses. For starters, how about it stops complaining about China's ban on trash imports and sort its own garbage? I heard recycling is good business. We don't mind if the White House takes these jobs back. After all, it will only mean a higher cost of living, increased pollution, a deteriorating environment, and high carbon emissions for the people in the U.S., not in China. So instead of making America great again, the current administration will make America lose again, lose its credibility and integrity. Thank you for watching this episode of Pacific Dialogue. Goodbye for now.